The Innovative Medicines Initiative project, SOPHIA, is really there to find the predictors of risk and the predictors of response. And today we have three of the most important players in SOPHIA that's going to help us understand the benefit of this project. So Mark, if I can start with you, the Federated database was your idea. It started, we have now seen it play out. What do you think has been the major benefit of the Federated database?
I think the main thing that the Federated database enables us to do is, instead of bringing the data into a centralized database, which is really time consuming and needs agreements, we can now leave the data where they are and perform analysis at a distance and really benefit from the wealth of data that are in these different cohorts. But now we can do this analysis and actually get a picture of the data that we would never have been able to do before.
And Thomas, you've used this Federated database, and do we now think of obesity as one disease, or do we think of it as subtypes?
That's a really good question, and maybe I should also introduce myself. I'm from Novo Nordisk, and I'm part of the data science in SOPHIA. I definitely think there are many evidence already now that obesity is more than just one disease, and I think we see that clearly in all our data that we have at SOPHIA, but also other places already.
So Francois, for your cohorts in Lille, what advantages do you see the Federated database has brought to the analysis of this cohort?
Yeah, the right tool at the right moment. So we've been collecting data samples from these patients, thousands of patients for now 20 years. After all these years, we are sitting in a bunch of data, unique, very good quality, very interesting for many, but we don't have the power to analyze all that data together. That was a perfect timing for harvesting, and today we are able to communicate with the best data scientists all over Europe through IMI SOPHIA, and really it's a treat to have been able to see these data speaking together and working together to have some already crystal results that will go to change the rules. So thanks again.
But Thomas, if I can ask you, even from an industry point of view, have you found the Federated database secure enough to share some of your own data?
Absolutely. We decided in the beginning to share some of our scale data, which is people going through an intervention with liraglutide, and we shared that in our Federated database. And we have also been using some of the very nice data that we have at the Ibberson Institute. So we absolutely believe that this is a really good way of interacting with the data and still feeling that we are in control of our own data. We are not really sharing it, we are just sharing the analysis, you could say.
And Mark, has that really met your wildest expectations, that you can actually see even industry, even Francois with his very precious data, people able to share it, for the betterment of science? Has that met your expectations?
I think yes, in some ways, but I think we can always do better. And I think this hopefully will be able to it's the first step forward. And hopefully this will pave the way for future, projects where we can get more data and more cohorts and more people analyzing data in this way, benefiting from all this data we have. And if we don't have this type of system in place, then we're going to struggle to really get the impact from these different data sets, which is secreted in companies, in registries, or in cohorts which are controlled by a particular institution.
Well, I must thank all three of you because, you've really made SOPHIA a success, finding the predictors of risk, finding the predictors of response, because for me as a clinician, that's going to change how I treat patients. So thank you very much.
Yes.